And welcome in. Better late than never. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the beautiful, posh Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studios. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. All right. It was a very, very different day today. I mean, obviously, I'm starting much later doing this show. If you're following live, if you're listening to the recorded version, you're like, I detect nothing different. But I had to, I could not start the podcast at 8 a.m. Eastern time today because I had commitments, things that I had to do. And it was morning radio. I haven't done morning radio live in years. More than 4 years since I went into a radio station bright and early and did radio. And it's frankly a miracle that it came together. Because on Saturday, I sat down right here to do my little voice tracking, which I've covered with you what that is. I speak into this microphone and it gets pre-recorded and it goes out on a radio station called Big 101.3 on the weekend, 6 p.m. to late night, playing the Monkees and Neil Diamond. And that's fine. But when I do that, I have to log into the iHeart email. So I log into the iHeart email that time and that time only when I'm getting ready to voice track to see what they want me to talk about. And there's an email from a couple of the guys that do the morning show on this terrifically fantastic radio station called Wood Radio, where they do a lot of news, traffic, sports, information-based stuff. Actually, very highly rated radio station. That's the one that Pudding's on after. So this show is on from 6 to 9, and then the Pudding Show. MAGA Time with Pudding is what it's known as, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Well, anyway, so before that, they do this show, and it is a gentleman by the name of Steve Kelly, who's been on the air in Grand Rapids for some time. He took over for Gary Allen. Gary Allen, longtime radio veteran. And Steve took that gig. Before that, Steve was on WSNX years prior. So it's Steve and then Brett Bakita, sports dude, and a young lady by the name of Lauren Smith or Schmitty. Bakita, I was informed, hey, at the end of March, Eric, we want you to sit in and do sports. And Steve and Brett are going to be taking off, so it'll just be you and Lauren. I go, perfect. She runs the show? Yeah. I go, now that I can do. I can write my little sports cast. I'm all about it. So I've been like, that's going to be fun. I opened up that email the other day, and it's Bakita and Steve are, hey, so yeah, you should be good to go for Monday, and this, that, and the other. I go, well, why would they write me this 1 month in advance and make it seem like it's this Monday? So then I'm looking at the calendar, Monday, the 27th of March. And I go, well, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it's this week, the February 27th. So I called up the boss. His name's Dave. Great dude. In fact, Dave and I used to live in an apartment complex. I was with the Queen of the Forest. We were married. And Dave lived next door. This is the same apartment complex when I euthanized the hamster. Dave was my neighbor. True story. When I went out to murder the hamster, Dave was in his room probably getting high or something. Well, anyway, Dave runs a radio station now, decades later. So I called Dave up and I go, hey, buddy, when you wanted me to sit in on Wood Radio, that was the last week in March, correct? He says, yeah. I go, well, I'm looking at the emails here, and it appears that I'm supposed to be there coming up on Monday, the 27th of February. Is that right? He goes, yeah. And I go, okay. This is the first I've heard of this. And I made sure. I checked my email to make sure that there wasn't anything I deleted or something I missed. And I couldn't find anything. And so there's a long pause, and he's like, he's no doubt searching his memory banks. Did I tell Eric? Did I inform? And I was not informed. And so I immediately let him off the hook. I go, it's okay. It's like, I mean, it's Saturday. I said, honestly, you give me 10 minutes. That's all the lead up I need, you know? So no big deal. I mean, how hard can it be? And so I said, I just wanted clarification. So that was it. So, but then what that did is it just put me in like, you know, with this show, everybody I haven't had time to publicize it until the podcast audience. Hey, look, it's going to be a little different Monday because I'm going to be doing that. So I posted something. I doubt everybody saw it, but that's why I was late. That's why I'm late today. And punchy. When you get up at 4 a.m, what? Oh, fucking shit. No, my God. That was the worst part of all of this. So, like, yesterday, I went ahead and wrote my sportscast. You got 90 seconds. 90 seconds, 2 minutes tops. This is your ESPN 96.1 sports update on Wood Radio. I'm Eric Zanian for Brett Bakita, blah, 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 blah. Michigan beat Wisconsin. So I write all that stuff out last night. Got my little sound bites to play, and it was great. I enjoyed it. Hardest part was getting up that early, but I was prepared. Basically, just got clothes on, brushed my teeth, washed my face and hands, leave. Driving hours before the world wakes up. It's been a long time since I've had to do that. Get down there. Did my thing. That show, okay, so Steve, the guy who runs it, it's the most amount of time you will be discussing anything is 4 minutes. There were some interviews that were booked with people who might be pushing a book or talking about something current or whatever. So, you know, it's a very tightly run ship. You know, everything has an exact time. The sportscasts are at 19 after the hour and 49 after the hour. Not a minute before, not a minute after. And that's how you do it. You have trained the audience that this is going to happen here, here, and here, and then they get used to that. Pretty much the audience turns over very rapidly, so you do a half hour, and by the time you start the next half hour, it's all new people listening. That's how radio works. But it was cool. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. I try to make myself as available as possible for those things in the event that they, you never know when they might need a helping hand. And I like doing it like this, that I'm no longer beholden to radio. I don't have to, rely on that in any way, shape, or form. I just do it if I can. One thing that could have gotten bad, though, this is these are people that I don't know. So, I'm not really going to let the real Eric fly out. I'm just going to kind of sit there quietly and speak when spoken to and things like that. And it's great, but they were all very, very comfortable and fun. But I'm sitting there in this chair, and then, I had to fart. And so then I'm like, boy, they feel a little hot leaving me. So I'm pretty sure these have a strong stench. And I didn't want to do that, but I'm like, I can't move, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I detect nothing. That is good. So, the first 3 hours, I'm there in that chair. How I didn't have to go to the bathroom, I don't know. But then I'm like, I got to go pee. It's 8:19. I've been seated in there for more than 3 hours. Well, it's just a little bit before that. For, like I said, 3 hours. And I shifted my weight in the chair, lift my ass up, and then It was then that I discovered that the chair has been storing fart in it, like inside of the padding and the fabric. And my ass was keeping a lid on it. And when I moved my weight around in the chair, I pushed like 3 hours worth of fart into the air at once. And I was like, what? Oh no, it's one of those, what do you call it? Delayed action fuses. Oh my God. And instantly where I am is just funk. And I'm like, I'm just hoping to God that this does not get over to where they are. And they didn't indicate, either of them, that they were getting it, but I don't know. I'm suspicious that they probably think I'm some type of animal. Cole says those damn chairs are always storing fart and urine. I don't know about the urine. Well, maybe if I'm seated on it because I'm peeing on the back of my pants like you know I like to do. That's what Ryan indicates. Oh, no, hobo urine smell last week at the other radio gig. Now shit smell. Hey, that Eric Zane, he sure stinks. Corey asked me for some reason if Greg really blocked me on Facebook. I don't know. I just know I'm blocked on their show's Facebook, but whatever. Kabubi69 writes, today's show on Wood was the best version I've heard in a long time. Oh, come on. All right. So that was a good time. Corey said, when you were trying to look at a picture of Greg last podcast, you said, well, he has me blocked. Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. Perhaps he does. Chris says, yeah, that Zane guy came and helped out, and he just ripped ass the whole time and left. As if Steve were saying that. Want to share with you an email I got from Rob, which I found very, very funny. Rob T. Believe lives in the Grand Rapids area. Subject line, this is the problem I have with you and your show. He reached out to me on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Dear Eric, hearing the old episodes of Free Beer and Hot Wings last week, excuse me, reminded me that you, I guess he means you made me realize you have not changed over the years. There has been some natural evolution as you have, quote unquote, matured, but you have remained who you are. And this is what I appreciate. Actually, when he said that, that made me feel good. I'm glad that he feels that way and is able to pick that out. He says, but the thing is, now that you are on a podcast with no restrictions, there is no filter at all on your content. And this is where my problem happens. In fact, here are just a few examples of what I'm talking about. Around the holiday season, songs with titles like Jingle Bell Cock were played. People are regularly given nicknames like Muff Tat Dog Bitch. Now, I did not make Muff Tat Dog Bitch up. I think that might have been Rob or maybe Ryan. I don't know, but I love it. On yesterday's show, Rob continues, you actually said, and I quote, give me the opportunity and I will absolutely put my own penis in my mouth. Followed by, quote, raise your hand if you're in the pick your ass and smell it faction. Some people could consider this kind of content to be not kid-friendly, not mainstream, not safe for work. I would agree with that. He says, personally, I'm okay with all of this. It makes me laugh. In fact, I laughed again as I typed all of that out. It's all so ridiculous. He says, I don't think any less of you for it because I've seen how you've maintained your broadcast integrity, how you treat your family and audience. Some would argue that I have treated various members of the audience poorly. More on that in a second. And how you've responded to my emails in the past. The crudeness is just superficial, and it's funny. But this is actually the problem, he writes. I think you're such a good guy, I forget how gross and inappropriate you might seem to some people who don't know you. And I should remember this before I do things like refer your show to the nice lady from hockey, Jen, to speak to you about the Youth Hockey League. I don't know her well enough to know that she would approve of your show. After missing much of the season, we have recently returned to the rink, and she walked right past me a week or two ago, and she didn't say a word to me. She just looked at me sideways. In my mind, in that moment, I could see her thinking to herself that I must have been some kind of sick bastard for endorsing the kind of content I referenced above. That could just be my imagination, but the thought of it makes me laugh. What doesn't make me laugh is to think that I may have caused your hockey and podcast worlds to collide in an awkward and bad way. You mean great way, Rob. If I put you in a bad spot by trying to get her to talk to you about the league so-and-so a couple months ago, I'm so sorry about that. I should have thought that through, and I apologize. Now, I don't recall. I don't know if I have or did or was speak. I don't remember, so I think you're fine. Rob goes on to say, all that said, I would not want you to change what you do. Your show remains the area's last stronghold of broadcast authenticity and hilarity. Thank you very much. I will continue on as an average audience member, doing what an average audience member should do. Enjoying the insults, trying to avoid doing anything stupid, and supporting where I can. Sincerely, Rob T. No, Rob, that was perfect. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're great. All good, and I'm so glad that you reached out. I've got another email I want to get to. But we're at a weird spot right now because I already have to go potty. I've been drinking coffee all morning. I just consumed a massive smoothie, which, by the way, Diana sent me a little one-sheet internet piece on chia seeds. And these things are absolutely amazing. My God. There are so many amazing health benefits from chia seeds. You must add them to your diet. My God. All sorts of you look at whatever nutrient you need, and typically in a day's amount of food, it'll take all day to get various amounts of vitamin this, vitamin that, and I don't have it all written down. But chia seeds are ridiculous. Plenty of calories, good carbs, protein, fiber, the right type of fat, omega-3 fatty acids, and also a great source of antioxidants. Can lower your risk of premature death in many, many ways. They are just great. You must put these into your diet somehow. I do it through those smoothies that I make, which today's was awesome. Ice, cup orange juice, cup almond milk, banana, 3/4 cup vanilla organic yogurt, no sugar, 2 tablespoons chia, scoop of that supplement that I put in there. What did I say it was called? Son of a bitch. Forget, I don't know, but freaking sweet. All right. But for now, first of all, thank you, folks, if you're enjoying the show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. But I got to send you on your way. I do that so that you will actually go and sign up on Twitch and watch the whole show on Twitch. That way it's not interrupted in any way, shape, or form. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Either download the app, the Twitch app, or do it on your desktop or your laptop. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. When you have that, you can watch the show later on, video on demand. You can dim the screen when I'm doing it live, running through your Bluetooth on your car stereo, and off you go. And then, of course, the audio podcast wherever you download shows. And I'm on all of them. If you have the ability to rate it and review it, please do that. And subscribe to the audio podcast. Okay, I'm going to send you on your way.